it is, because they're not in a position where they're comfortable, so they want to look at you as kind of like, I want to say, as competition. So so it's kind of like that, and it's just it sucks. And I can name drop so many times, like about so many people that fucking bug me when I see them on Twitter. They still think that we have a mutual relationship, we're cool and everything like that. It's just with Charlotte, I don't like that. It's like I said, it's a dick measuring contest. Even with females, like, it's stupid, and it's like, oh, I got this many followers, or I got this going on, or I work at fucking Onyx or Cameo. Like, it's not all about that. It's like, if you really want to change culture, you sitting there on Twitter saying like, oh, I'm this person, I'm that person, I'm all about the culture, 704, East Side, whatever. Like, but you're really not about it when you going out there fighting, trying to have a dick measuring contest. Like, that shit don't make sense. It's just like, if you really about the culture, if you really about what we're trying to stand for and shit like that, then come to an event, show love. Don't bring no animosity. Don't bring no hate. If you're gonna know that you're gonna bring some type of hate, or you're feeling some type of way, or you just coming in and be nosy about something, obviously you're doing the wrong thing, because you caring too much about the next person. You caring
too much about the wrong things, and it is a dick measuring contest, but it's like you measuring the wrong.
You measure the wrong thing. It's like, how much ambition do you have?
Right.
Like, how much do you want this money? Like, how much do you want this? That's what I go through. And obviously, I'm 23. I'm only 23. And the reason why I'm so arrogant sometimes, you see me on Twitter, I'm just talking mad shit, is because I can't. Nobody's taking care of me. No dude's paying for my bills.
Right.
Like, I'm me. I take care of my own shit. I wipe my own ass. That's it. Like, that's all I'm doing. And what I still have to fix about myself is that I still, it shouldn't affect me that someone hates me. And that's where I'm kind of going through right now, where, like, I have these people that, like, low-key throw jabs, but they don't know shit about me.
Right.
It's kind of like, it's an eyesore. You want to state something, but sometimes it's not enough. Like, it's not worth it to say anything to them.
True, indeed.
That's the part where I'm just...
And there's a lot of that in Charlotte, where it's like, people know of you, and they make these assumptions without ever even once, like, just saying, hey, my name is Joe.
Right.
What's your name? What do you do? What do you like? What do you don't like? Without ever even attempting to get to know this person or see this person, as they really are, versus, everybody, is on the internet to look a certain type of way.
My mom is too. The fuck?
Right.
Like, for real. I talk about my mom a lot because she's just my light. Like, my mom... I just had to say that, so then I quote my mom a lot because, like, I love her to death.
Oh, that's cool.
But she's an asshole to me, though. Don't get that shit. She's such a bitch to me, but I love my mom. Like, she's the one that kind of have to pound this shit into my head. The reason why I am the way I am is because my mom. She's arrogant too, so it comes with it.
Another thing I want to ask you about was the whole Melvin thing. Like,
the whole Melvin thing?
Yeah,
you really want to know that story?
I would love to know that story.
It's a deep story, and I've told about a couple people, and it's really, like, it's kind of sad. And it's a lot of shit that goes with it, so just keep up. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, alright.
It's a very deep story.
Alright, I'm gonna move the mic closer to you. If you're gonna...
So, Melvin, where did he come from? Okay, so this is just a little backdrop of the story so you know about me. I'm really open about what I've been through because I feel like people can learn from it.
Alright.
The easiest thing you can do is learn from people's mistakes. And what I did was, I was 21, I was in love with this guy. I knew him for years. I used to know him when I used to live in Vegas. He used to be around. Long story short, we got into a relationship, and it didn't work out. Like, it's long distance. I used to fly out every month to go see him in Phoenix. Like, I don't know where the fuck I got that money from, but
wow.
Like, I made it work. Because I'm the type of person, when I want to do something, I'll make it fucking work. It doesn't matter. Like, I remember one time, like, I think during the time I was working at Target Mobile, I was working with Radio Shack too, so, like, it's a combination of that. And I was making pretty good money. But I think one of the times I was going through it, like, I was moving out and stuff like that, I, like, sold 2 pairs of SBs. Like, and I love SBs. Like, those are my shits. And that's when you know you love somebody. When you love something so materialistic and you're willing to give it up to see that person, just to see them, just for the moment, that's when you know you love somebody. So that's what I did. Later on, after a year, we just weren't on the same page. Like, it was a lot of things that we needed to fix within ourselves. And he just abandoned me, basically. Like, I went out there to go see him, and he broke up with me the first day. And, like, we're friends. We're still friends. Like, I'm going to still take care of you. If I'm out there and I'm still stuck there for a week, I'm going to take care of you like you're my boyfriend, but after that, it's done. And that's how I was going to act, and I was going to try to see if we could fix it. But, bro didn't come home. One time he came home, and, like, his roommate wasn't wasn't there. He was out of town. He went to go sleep in his room and pushed the couch in front of the door. And the crazy thing is that his ex-girlfriend did him so crazily dirty that, like, all his animosity, you can tell what he's doing, it wasn't because of me. It was because of what his ex-girlfriend did. So that's his first reaction of what to do, because he thinks that I'm going to break the door down, which I fucking wasn't. I was like, just open the door. I was like, okay, well, I'm going to sleep. Like, it's not that serious.
Right.
A couple days later, he didn't come home. Finally, when he came home, it was 2 days before my flight back to Charlotte. He kicked me out of the house and made me go sleep at the airport.
Wow.
In Phoenix. And there was a shooting there too, so, like, you know, and he, like, paid the cab driver to come pick me up, and he was like, take her to the airport, and you can see, like, I'm bawling my eyes out, I'm crying, I'm, like, so hurt, and the guy's like, did you hit her? And he was like, no, what the fuck, like, don't hit a female. And I couldn't help myself. I was just crying because, like, my boyfriend's leaving me, and on top of that, and this is really personal, I just lost a baby. I just lost this kid. I had a miscarriage. So it was just like scratch, like, and then on top of that, I was getting kicked out of my mom's house. When I got home, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I wanted to go to school anymore. I was losing everything. And at one point, I thought that the job, I was going to get laid off because the company that was buying it wasn't doing really well, but, you know, they ended up doing well. So, and then on top of that, I was moving to LA with him. And then within the next month, he broke up with me before that, and I just got an offer at Nickelodeon to do some type of illustration work for them. And it was crazy because, like, everything was just good and bad. And then my grandma just died from lung cancer. It was my grandma's sister, I call her grandma too. She was dying from lung cancer, and then my other grandma was in the hospital. So, like, it was just a lot going on.
A lot.
And it, you know, being 21, you're going through that. And I've been through a lot my whole life. So, like, I was already sensitive. I was already broken. Everything was just transparent. It got to a point where, you know, I went to the airport. I have such great friends that I didn't have to stay at the airport for 2 days. I was broke at the time too, so they bought me a flight the next morning, and all this happened at 10 o'clock at night. So the next morning I jumped on a plane to Charlotte and layovers in Ohio. So I got home by like 8 that night, or not 8, 11 that night, and just that feeling was horrible. So what I did was, when I got home, I moved out, lived with my best friend for a little bit, and 2 weeks later I was just like, I'm moving to Atlanta, I'm gonna go work for Cartoon Network. And that's what I did. So I went out there, I lived with my aunt for like maybe a month, and I got my own place, busted my ass, like I'm telling you, working 2 jobs and like drawing, like just drawing shit for people. So, and like I said, I was 21, and I went out to Atlanta with $500.
Wow.
So you should, like, I was hurt as fuck, but I was just like, you know what, I'm not even gonna talk shit about him. I'm gonna fucking show him, like, I can get this by myself. And that's just the type of person I am. So I went out there. I met a couple people, like, that are really cool. People were, like, connected with, like, eardrummers and, like, people that knew T.I. and stuff like that. At one point, I, like, met R. Kelly. Like, it was weird. And I'm not gonna lie to you, bro, just as ugly as you see in the pictures. Like, it's horrible. He looked like he just jumped off the set of Space Jam. Like, it was horrible.
He looks bad.
Oh, man, I feel bad for him. And he tried to holler at my coworker, and she was, like, a little young black girl. So, like, you know, young girls, right. You know, you heard the articles about them. He ended up slipping her a number, and I busted out laughing. I'm like, he wants to get trapped in the closet with you.
Wow.
And she was just like, fuck you. Da, 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 da. Yeah, like, living in Atlanta, I met a lot of cool people. I met Lloyd. You know, I know the guys in 2-9. During that time, Sony Digital fucked with my art. Like, a lot of people fucked with my art. It was crazy. Like, there was one point where, and I was trying to do music videos too, because I was fit. Like, I was super fit. And, like, I told you, like, it was just, like, I went blonde. Like, I got fit. I did yoga.
I vaguely remember seeing pictures.
Blonde hair.
Yeah, blonde hair.
Hell yeah. Like, I was just, like, I turned up. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to be somebody. So, I ended up, like, you know, being cool with everybody. I got cool with people at Wish.
Oh, Wish is tight.
Wish is cool as fuck. Like, I know a couple people that work there. My homegirl just, you know, she just quit, but she was actually plugged in there too. Like, and then Paper Frank is cool over there. Like, he's from there. I know his assistant. Me and his assistant are really cool. He came to my art show. It's just a lot of shit. Like, it was so dope. Like, you'd think Charlotte and Atlanta are similar. They're just not. It's right. Totally different fucking vibe.
Right.
But yeah, so, like, back to Melvin, I was going through it. And during that time, I loved Currency. Like, Currency is my top 5. Like, I loved Currency until he got mainstream. I still love him now. It's just, you know, I'm just like, you drop something every other day. So it's like,
he does drop something every other day.
But I can't blame his work ethic. Like, you got this, bro. Like, you know, you can never say you're not working. Like, and I respect that. But it's just like me personally, I can't listen to Currency as much as I used to. During the time, that was just a guy that I fucked with so hard. Like, not even, like, you know, attractive-wise. Just, I fucked with his vibe. I fucked with his movement. Just smoking weed and chilling, but getting shit done. Like, that's just what I do. One day, I just thought of it, and I was just like, what does Currency look like? You know, like a moose, but I'm gonna just do a moose. Because it was just a moose. Like, when you think of a moose smoking weed, like, in the forest, just like, I was high as fuck that day. I smoked a lot of weed. It was funny because, like, me and my homeboy, like, that I'm, like, best friends with, he was there. But Melvin, yeah, like, during the time, like, you know, I made him up. And this is a funny thing. I'm not gonna name drop. I don't know if whoever listens to this podcast is gonna find out, which I'm not gonna name drop because I'm not a fucked up person. But the girl I was really cool with, she lived in Greensboro, right? And she was Currency's side bitch. Like, literally, like, fucking Currency on and off.
Was she, how did this person look?
She's Spanish.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I know somebody else who fits that description.
Oh, shit. So, yeah, Currency got bitches like
right.
So, it's like, I'm not surprised. She would hit me up, and she would, like, FaceTime me. She'd be like, oh, I'm gonna spit his house. And, like, I have an obsession with Currency's dog. What's his name? Georgie. His name is Georgie Andretti. Okay. And he's like a little French bulldog. He's a brindle color. Like, he's just so, like, I'm obsessed with bulldogs. And, like, he had that, and, like, she would FaceTime me and, like, be like, look who's with me. And it'd be fucking Georgie. And I'd be like, I would die. Like, I'll fall off my chair and be like, oh my God. Because I didn't have a dog at the time. And, like, she would ask me, like, hey, you need to come visit. You can give your painting to Currency because, you know, you said it's based off of him. And I'm like, yeah, he will fuck with it because he smokes weed. He's wearing True Blue 3s, and you know he loves True Blue 3s. He was wearing some cotton shorts, like, you know, cotton, like, just drawstring shorts, and he wore, like, a burgundy hoodie. And, like, it was just something that Currency would wear. And that's why, and I did the cement background. Like, the cement, like, you know, Jordan's cement background. I was like, oh, man, like, I need to get this in. It wasn't, like, oh, my God, all that. But it was, like, it was dope. Like, it was enough to, like, be hung up. So, she was like, we need to go for Essence Fest. And I'm like, okay, cool. Essence Fest is in July. It's, like, May around that time. And during that time, I was getting robbed. Because this one guy was stalking me, and he was breaking into my house and stealing my clothes and stealing my weed and shit. He stole my iPad. He stole a lot of shit. And, like, the only reason why he stole it was because he was trying to make, like, he was trying to make himself look good. Like, oh, someone stole shit for you, but I brought it back to you. And, like, but he liked me.
That's lame.
Yeah, and he liked me. And this is the thing, how he broke into my house. He slit my window, and I lived on the bottom floor. And he just budged it, and he just jumped in. And I had a patio door in my bedroom, and I had a patio door in the living room. He would go through the bedroom patio door. Like I said, during that time, I was just going through it. And I was just like, fuck, I need a vacation. So we ended up going out there. I went out there with, like, a grind. So I was like, you know, I'm a fucking blow rap. I'm a blow. Like, and so we went out there. First day, we went to the mall. We got really drunk. We ate. It was cool. I think that was Wednesday night. Yeah. No. The next night, we went to Jet Lounge. Currency was going to be there. And the girl, she told me, she was like, hey, we're going to only stay 2 nights at the hotel. We're going to go stay at Currency's house for the rest of the time. And I was like, word, okay, cool. So I get out there. First thing first, this bitch didn't come with no money. She expected him to fucking pay for everything, but it's July 4th weekend and he has family in town. Do you think he's gonna give a fuck about you at the moment? No, because let's be realistic. If I was famous and my family came in town, bruh, you don't exist right now.
Right,
like,
you don't exist.
Like, my family's in town. I gotta take care of them first. I'm not gonna take care of no random hoe if, like, you know, my family's in town, especially my mom. So she was broke. And me being the friend that I am, I paid for her food, I paid for her drinks. Like, you know, her best friend paid for some of her shit too. And, like, while her best friend was sleeping, like, we went to go drink on Bourbon Street, and she'd never been to a strip club. And I was like, yo, I'll buy you for a lap dance. Like, I was looking out, and that's just the type of person I am. I may be arrogant, I may have, like, a fucking slick tongue, but I look out for my peoples. You know, I didn't want nothing back. I was just like, yo, you know, I appreciate you bringing me out here. Like, you know, right. that was a real fucking deal. And this is the thing, we drove. So I had my painting with me. Everything was cool. We went to Jet Lounge that night. And this is where shit got fucked up. So we went to Jet Lounge. You know, we all look cute. Whatever. I put up Melvin pictures. Because during that time I made a couple Melvin things. But the first one I wanted to give it to him. He would see me tag him and shit. So, but he never said anything. So when we went to Jet Lounge, old girl was like, oh, this is my homegirl Steph. And he was like, nice to meet you. And he was like, I know you. And I was like, no, you don't. And he was like, I know you. He's like, I know you. I know where you're from. I can't pinpoint it. He's like, I know you. I know who you are. Like, when you have Spitter telling you this shit, you kind of like, no, I'm nobody. Like, stop. Right, like, you somebody.
Yeah, I know you.
But I didn't say that. I was like, no, stop. Like, and we were playing around. I was like, no, you don't. He was like, and he looked at me, and like, you could tell he like checked me out a little bit. And I didn't think of it. He knew me off of Instagram. And because I have bright blonde hair, you just can't miss me. And he came and sat next to me.